Hey guys, welcome to the Living Superhuman Fitness podcast. My name is Andrew Frezza, and I'm joined today by
Tony Frezza.
And today we're going to be talking about the 2020 CrossFit Open and how we're going to be running it this year at CrossFit Palm Beach. So, as you guys know that are familiar with the Open, this is the first year we've had two Opens in a single year, and we'll get on track in future years. The Open's now moving to October from February and March, so we will be, after this October, only doing one a year, but for this year we have two, and we're going to attack it a little bit different this year because we have two, okay? But before we get too far into how that's going to look, we want to first just talk about what the Open is, because we have some people that are very familiar with the Open, but we have some people that have no idea what the Open is, so we just want to kind of introduce that or just rehash that for those of you guys that do know the Open. So basic way to kind of describe the Open is a worldwide competition. It's a 5-week long competition that CrossFitters from around the world can participate in, and basically a workout gets released one a week for 5 weeks, and you have from Thursday at 8 p.m. when it's released all the way until Monday night to complete that workout and submit your score to the games website, the CrossFit Games website. And then you can, after you submit your score and everybody has submitted their score, you can see where you rank across the world with people in your age group, people, men versus women. If you have friends across the country that you want to compare against, you can do that. But just a cool way to kind of see where you stand against others, but then also see where you stand against yourself from previous years once you've accumulated some Opens under your belt. So we're big on the Open. Tony, you want to add to that of things that I might have missed there?
Yeah, you get to see how far you are away from actually making the games. There's one good thing. No, it is really fun to enter the Open each year and see where you fit against the world, because this is a worldwide thing that everyone can enter. And like Andrew said, you can compete against friends all over the country who also do CrossFit. 5 weeks to find the fittest.
Yeah, and so there's this online component of the Open that, people, whether are part of a CrossFit box or they just train in their own garage, everyone can be a part of this. And over the recent years, we've kind of added our own layers to it at CrossFit Palm Beach to make it more fun, make it more exciting, make it more of a team competition. So in the last couple years, we've added this team component to it. So anybody that signs up for the Open will get thrown into a draft, and we set up the coaches in the different teams and draft everybody onto like one of 5 teams. Go Black Mambas. And through that process, we're giving out team jerseys. We do social media challenges. We do people are bringing signs, and then we do a big Friday Night Lights event, or Friday Night Bar Fights event, we call it, every Friday night, where we cancel the 5 and 6 p.m. classes and do that workout in heats on Friday night. So you can either do it in the normal classes on Friday, or you could have done it in that Friday Night Bar Fights event. And we're going to switch things up for this particular season. We don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing. We are strongly leaning towards bringing back the Friday Night Bar Fights next October. But because of the fact that it feels like the Open just ended and we're kind of doing it again, we don't want the Friday Night Bar Fights and the team competition to go stale. I mean, a lot of the conversations that I've had with people, it's like, oh man, the Open's coming up again. And, we want it to be something that people are like thrilled to do, that they miss, that they're looking forward to do. And this year we wanted to kind of mix it up so that team competition in that Friday Night Bar Fights event doesn't feel just repetitive and boring and like we're just kind of going through the motions with it.
And we put a lot of work into the Friday Night Bar Fights. It's become its own thing, to where if the Open, they didn't have the CrossFit Games, they didn't have the Open, I think we still would do something like it, because it's just become so much fun to get together, once every week for 5 weeks straight, and have that in-house competition. But like Andrew said, there's just a lot of work that goes into it. We would have already had to have our team draft so far, so that we could see who's on which team, see which team color jerseys they would get. There's just a lot of process that we've already had to do so far that,
Yeah, we're essentially already a month behind in that sense. So,
Definitely.
What we're going to do is we're going to switch to a Saturday format this year, and it's going to have a kind of a similar format to the Friday Night Bar Fights in the sense that we're going to have It's going to be more heat based rather than traditional class times. And this is going to be for our CrossFit classes only. So Beach Fit's going to kind of resume as normal throughout the Open this year. We're not going to involve Beach Fit this year. There wasn't a huge buy-in from Beach Fitters to the Open, and when it comes to the programming side for both Beach Fit and CrossFit, there's a lot of things that we have to adjust because we're waiting for that workout to be released on Thursday night. So for Beach Fitters that, whether they care about the Open or not, they're going to benefit because they're going to get a better consistent programming for those 7 days of the week now. We have 7 days of Beach Fit programming. And then for CrossFitters, what's really cool is we're going to be able to keep our strength formats that we like to do. Friday is a day that we almost always like to do some kind of strength training. And previously, when we've had the Open and been doing it on Fridays, we lose one of those strength days every week. Usually less people come on Saturdays, and the people that do come are beat up from doing the Open the day before. So now we're going to be able to keep our consistent programming and strength formats, and then we're just going to be able to plug and play that Saturday Open workout into our CrossFit workout for the week.
Yeah, I think also like our CrossFit programming week to week in those 5 weeks had become like Thursday was kind of like a throwaway day, like where it was like you didn't really know what to do because you didn't know what was coming on Friday. So there were some times where I wouldn't even work out because I was like, I don't know what's to come tomorrow, so I don't even know if I want to work out today. There's just a lot of question marks, not only on our side, but like through our members' minds going into Friday when the workout comes out Thursday night. Now it's going to come out Thursday night. We'll already have the week of WODs planned through Friday, and then Saturday will be the question mark. But now you at least have that extra day to prepare, which I think is going to be big.
Right. If we need to adjust our approach on Friday, we'll make adjustments or suggest adjustments to people that want to make those adjustments to be fresh for Saturday. But it's not something where we have to make drastic changes, and we're doing it with information rather than guessing, which is, as Tony's saying before, you're making adjustments on Thursday, not knowing what's going to be announced on Thursday. Now you can make adjustments on Friday, knowing exactly what you're going to get into on Saturday if you're someone that likes to do the Open.
Yeah, so where it felt like you may have gotten like 4 good workouts in the week, like hopefully you can, get more and get like your money's worth in those weeks.
Yeah.
During the Open.
Yeah, we want it for people who love the Open and want to do it. They're going to have more information going into their first test. Hopefully you're only doing one and done. And for those who don't love the Open, they're going to have that more consistent experience that they're used to throughout the week leading up to it. So let's talk about Saturday, how that's going to work. So basically, we're going to try to, for the most part, fit it between the 7 and 11 a.m. window, which is when we normally have class times. And once the workout's released on Thursday night and we know the time domain of the workout, how long it's going to take, we know the equipment demands and spacing demands, we're going to set heat times on Thursday night that people can sign up for Saturday morning. So, let's say an example is we get a 15-minute AMRAP that we feel we can fit 12 people per heat. So we'll have a heat at 7 a.m., we'll have a heat probably 25 minutes later, 15 minutes for the workout plus 10 minutes of setup and cushion for that next workout. So we'll have a heat at 7, 7:25, 7:50, 8:15, 8:40, and we'll just have rolling heats from 7 to 11 a.m. throughout the morning. And just like you guys register for classes now with Zen Planner app, you can register for your heat time for the Open workout and know when you're going to do it and know when you're going to need a judge and know kind of how long you have to be there to help judge others before and after.
Yeah, and we'll have that cushion in between the heats just so we can stay consistent with our heats throughout the day and not have anyone get pushed back and, know that they can come in, get their warm-up in, and go at their specific heat time. And then also, we'll expand those hours when needed, so if, we need to go earlier at like a 6:30, go later, maybe up till noon, we'll make those accommodations to make sure we fit everyone in on that Saturday morning.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on the needs of the workout. If it's a longer workout that we can only fit a few people per heat, then we'll open up a lot of those earlier times and later times. Whereas if it's something that isn't as long and we can fit a lot of people in a heat, then we'll probably stay in that like 7 to 11 time frame. And it's not, just to be clear, it's not going to be a class format. So for those of you that have used to doing this before, where we did it on Fridays and you came to like a 6 a.m. class on Friday, we were trying to jam so much into that hour because we wanted to do, group warm up and skill prep or building for the workout and fit 2 heats in of judging each other. now with the rolling heat format, the warm-up we're going to have for you guys, but it will be on your own. So that way you should, if your heat's at 7 a.m., you should get in there by 6:30, do the warm-up on your own. So that way when your heat shows up at 7, you're ready to go. And then when you're done, we're suggesting that everybody stick around to judge for at least one more heat of the day.
Yeah, something that I like is or something I didn't like in that old format with the classes was like having to judge someone for 15 to 20 minutes and like getting like really cold and kind of nervous, and then having you go, where in this, you know your heat and you get to just, warm up, prepare how you need to prepare, do the workout, and then judge for, 1 or 2 heats after you go. I think it's a much better format.
Yeah, the only thing that's tricky with this is that first heat. If you are in that first heat, I would suggest that you bring your own judge with you, or coordinate with someone else that can judge you. We will have coaches available to judge, but if we have a heat of 12 and we only have 4 or 5 coaches there to judge, we're going to need people to judge, especially in those first heats. So I think that won't be an issue after we get through that first heat, because there's going to be plenty of people that just finished that can judge. But if you are coming into the earliest heat of the day, I would highly recommend bringing a judge with you or coordinating that. And if you're someone that just likes to judge, we'll have kind of sign-up slots there where you can sign up for like an hour or 90 minutes at a time to commit to judging. And that will function very similarly to our Friday night bar fights format. And we kind of see this like a more casual version of that. We still want there to be a ton of camaraderie. We're going to have all of our coaches there that are not coaching Beach Fit, hanging out, judging you guys, encouraging you guys, cheering you on. So we don't want to lose all of what we had with Friday night bar fights. We just want to be able to take a little bit of a hiatus because we've had one just 5-6 months ago. So that way when we come back to it next October, everybody's like amped up and ready to go, and can't wait to get back to that old format.
Yeah, and people were asking, because we've already put this out there that we wouldn't be doing Friday night work or Friday workouts for the Open. When do I do my workout if I can't do Saturday? You guys still have the open gym times, the times that are dedicated to open gym. I would still ask that you guys respect all the other classes that are going on and don't do the open workout during classes. But our open gym time on Friday would be 11 a.m. to basically 4 p.m. And then on Monday as well, same thing, middle of the day, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you guys have those times open to come and do the workout. And then Sunday as well, we have open gym 8 to noon. So you have those 3 days of dedicated open gym that you could come in and do the workout, and probably have a judge planned out for that as well.
Yeah, and if you're close to one of those times, like if it has to be earlier on a Saturday, later on a Sunday, let us know. I mean, we'll try to accommodate you as best as we can. But yeah, I would just encourage you guys to be proactive with that, so that way we can work around different schedules and try to accommodate everyone with that. What else do we want to talk about here?
The one and done?
The one and done. So we last year when we did the Open, we really encouraged everybody to do one and done, and for the most part it went great. I think a lot of people were less stressed about the Open. So much of the stress that comes with the Open is redoing a workout that you just did that you're really sore from, and putting so much of the pressure on to repeat and beat that score. And there's value in doing that every once in a while, especially if you feel good and you're not putting yourself at injury risk. But for 99% of us who are just doing this to have fun, try to do a little bit better than the year before, try to get out of our comfort zone a little bit, we can do that in one and done, and we can almost do that better in one and done, because we're not doing it once to feel it out and then another time to just absolutely demolish ourselves. We go hard once, just like we do in a normal week of classes, and we give our best effort and we're happy with that effort, as opposed to doubting ourselves because we saw someone else that we think we might be fitter than get 2 more reps than us.
Yeah, I think when you would do a Friday workout or the open workout on a Friday morning, 5 to 6 a.m., you kind of get that sugar watt envy. You start to see the scores roll in, and you're like, man, it's because I did it at 5 a.m. I'm going to do it at Sunday at 11 a.m. and see what I get then. And you kind of just go through the weekend wondering what could have been, or maybe even retesting. And I think last year was so much fun. It was much more fun for me personally to just be able to relax, know I was going to only have one great shot at it, and give my all in that one workout, that one attempt.
Yeah, and if you're someone who really does want to redo it, we will accommodate you in those open gym times. just let a coach know like why you want to redo it, when you want to redo it, and we'll try to accommodate you, just like someone who can't make that Saturday time slot. And then for someone who's not doing the Open, so yes, we are switching Saturdays in the sense that we won't have the traditional class times. But if you're someone who doesn't do the Open, don't care about the Open, but you just want to get a good workout on Saturdays, you're going to have all your beach fit classes to choose from. And I would highly recommend coming and doing the CrossFit Open workout. The way the heats are going to be set up is we should have more than enough heats and more than enough space to accommodate everyone. You might not get the exact slot that you want. You might have to shift 15 or 20 minutes forward or back. But you should be able to come in, do the warm-up that we have written on the board, kind of get ready on your own, and then jump into that heat and have a great workout experience, even though you may not want to judge, and if you don't want to judge, we won't give you a judge, or you're not going to submit your scores. It's still going to be a great open workout, just that like you're used to. So if you're someone who's like, man, like now I'm losing my Saturday class, you're not. Come in, do the warm-up that's on the board, do the workout with us, and it will be probably one of the funner Saturdays that we've had in a while.
Yeah, and I know we'll get this question, so I wanted to answer it, that do I have to sign up through CrossFit.com to participate in Saturdays? And no, you guys don't. If you want to sign up and see yourselves scored against everyone else in the world, in your age groups and otherwise, you can sign up online. It's $20. Just go to games.crossfit.com, or you can just do the workouts with us Saturday. We'll be putting the scores in SugarWOD, and you can have your normal friendly rivalries that we do in SugarWOD between the gym.
Yeah, so there's nothing, if you're not signing up online, there's zero charge for this. So that's the nice thing this year. It's 100% free, and you can just participate and have fun with it. And that's what I would suggest. I mean, give yourself a little bit of a break from, jamming 2 Opens 6 months back to back. And that way, when you come back to it 12 months from now, it's going to feel fresh, it's going to be fun, and you'll get to kind of look forward to the way that we always have with all the Opens. So cool, that's all we got for you guys. Hopefully we'll see you Saturdays for 5 weeks in October and November.